I've always said it's not really about titles or records or legacies for me. I've only ever cared about punching someone's face in. I once stated that I could drink 15 pints of beer and still beat Anthony Joshua in a fight. So I'm going to go on record and say this. I could drink 25 pints of beer and still beat Francis Ngannou in a fight. If I get my right hand going, and I can't miss him because he's got a head the size of a large plant pot, then he's going to be in some severe trouble. Take one.
So Tyson, fight week in Saudi. What do you make of all this?
Best I've ever seen. I've never, ever seen this much attention to detail, promotion. Everywhere you look is amazing. Like every little room you go in, I come in a little room like this and it's a massive room full of all pictures and signs and LED screens and lights. It's absolutely unbelievable.
I mean, you've had some huge nights before in Las Vegas. You've had nights in Wembley, Tottenham Hotspur. How does this compare to it?
I've never seen anything like it. I've just went into the main arena and the ring comes up out the floor, like on the Rocky movie when Apollo fought Drago. The ring comes out of the floor and rises all the way up. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
Fighters, sometimes, you'll hear some fighters saying they enjoy fight week. Some don't really like fight week. How do you feel about a fight week normally?
It's just part of the job for me, fight week. I'm here and doing my job, doing lots of interviews and press stuff, conferences and weigh-ins and all that sort of stuff. So it's all a part of getting to the end game, which is the actual fight. So I know I've got to play a game. I know how to, been in this game a long time. I understand it all, how it works. So yeah, I'm a team player.
And moving on to Francis now, coming from the MMA world, a UFC champion coming into the boxing world as his first fight. What sort of, does he pose any obstacles for you?
Have you ever heard of the saying, I'm gonna knock a mother out? I'm not sure if you're familiar with that one.
I've heard you saying it.
That's what's going to happen. Hopefully, anyway. If he don't chin me in the meantime, then I'll do that to him.
Has that been what you've been working on in the gym? Any specifics, or just looking to knock this guy out?
Be honest, there's not much that we've seen on this guy as a boxer. He's obviously making his professional debut against heavyweight champion of the world, which is a large task in itself. However, just be the best version of me. I'm in shape, I've trained, I've had a 12-week training camp, 12 weeks of the right food. Sugar's been here 8 weeks with me. It's been tough, I've not cut any corners, doing extra miles on the road and putting it all in. I've got zero excuses. I'm very, very fit, very, very ready to put on the show and win a fight.
I heard Sugar mention that in the press conference, that your approach is kind of, it has to be the best version of you, because there isn't a lot of footage to go on of Francis. He's never boxed before. So that's what the game plan has been, just being the best Tyson Fury and putting in a performance.
I think so, yeah. I once stated that I could drink 15 pints of beer and still beat Anthony Joshua in a fight. So I'm going to go on record and say this. I could drink 25 pints of beer and still beat Francis Ngannou in a fight.
Do you believe that?
Yes, I do.
15 for AJ?
15, easy. Yeah.
Is there anything at all to be weary of here for Francis? He's a big
man and he's in great shape. And obviously you hear about this power that he's got. We've seen a couple of knockouts on the UFC. So yeah, you've got to be wary. He's a big man, he's heavy, and he's a lump coming forward. He's got nothing to lose, has he? If he gets spanked in 25 seconds, he's walked away with a massive paycheck and he's got to share the ring with the heavyweight champion of the world in his debut. But if he goes in there and puts up a great account and rocks me all over, puts me down 6 times, then it's an unbelievable thing for him, isn't it? It's a no-lose situation for him.
And you've kind of talked about the game plan. I remember when you talked about the game plan for Wilder and you said you were going to go forward and we're going to be on the front foot. And I didn't believe it, and that's what you've done. You've said this time you're going to do the same, you're going to go forward. I'm going
to go out there, use my jab, set him up and land some big punches on him, head and body. See if he can stand up to them. If he can't, happy days. And if he does, I'll keep delivering them.
I want to take it back a wee bit to Klitschko. You beat Klitschko as an underdog.
Yep.
And then it all kind of went downhill for a while after that. You were open enough and talked about your depression, suicidal thoughts. You gained a lot of weight. You had this kind of comeback where you fought guys and you got to the point where it was Wilder But what is it about for you now, Tyson? You've overcame all them obstacles, but what is your legacy?
I don't really care about legacy. I've always had that. Like, legacy means nieta to me, nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Like belts, achievements, oh, I won the title, I defended it 68,000 times, whatever. I'm not really interested. What matters to me is today, what I'm doing right now. Like, I don't care about what people are going to say when I'm finished from boxing, because it's unimportant to me. It means I've finished. And it doesn't mean anything because it's someone's opinion. And everybody in this room will have an opinion on a certain thing, what they think. So opinions, I'm not really too bothered about what it is. But as for me, I ain't boxing really for anything. I'm boxing because I can, and I'm here, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. And when the day comes when I don't want to enjoy it anymore, I'll walk away regardless of what's on the table. And all the time I'm making a large amounts of money, I'd be stupid to want to walk away from that. But I ain't boxing for legacy. I ain't boxing for anything really. I'm just boxing for probably a few quid extra. I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
More than a few quid?
Yeah, a few quid. And the fact that I enjoy the fight weeks, I enjoy the fights, I enjoy the build-up, I enjoy the training camp more than anything, which is unusual because I hated training camps up until I was about 29, and then I started to love them. And now it's a big part of my life, and I see it as a retreat, like a spa retreat, where I get trained twice a day, looked after, massaged, fed by the best. I'm like a championship racehorse, locked in his stable, and he comes out when he's going to the gym. And I like that life. It's like Groundhog Day, and it's very good for me. But as for like, what am I doing it for? I don't know. You know, I'm not really doing it for any reason.
It's what you do. You've always done it.
It's what I do. It's what I've always done. I think other people, a lot of other people, have a lot more interest in what I'm doing than what I'm doing myself, if that makes sense. Like, other people want to be undisputed for me. Other people want titles or legacy and all that comes with it. It seems like they're more interested in it than me. I've always said it's not really about titles or records or legacies for me. I've only ever cared about punching someone's face in. He said this to me. He said, I know what you want. You want my belts. You want what I have. I said, mistaken. You couldn't be any farther from the truth. I said, the only thing I'm interested in is punching your face in and getting a victory over you. Keep the belts, not interested, but I want to beat you. That's all I want. And when I go into these fights, I want to beat the man who's in front of me. And that's basically it. Obviously it comes with a massive paycheck and a lot of glitz and glamour and all the stuff that comes with it. But after the event, what do? I go straight back to Morecambe, and I'm going to the tip and picking up dog shit. So there's no glitz and glamour there, really, is there? So I do enjoy the glitz and glamour while I'm here, because when I go home, it's a stark reality. I go from like MGM to Morecambe Bay. It's a stark difference. And, you know, I like that.
So it's been well documented that the next fight for you is Alexander Usyk.
Yeah.
Is that, because that fight's already been agreed, does that bring a bit more of a pressure for you to come out of this unscathed,
not really.
no injuries?
No, I'm not even focusing on that. If I have to go out with a cut eye and a broken hand and win the fight, I will. I'm not focusing on anybody else other than Francis Ngannou. And you could line up 20 title fights and unlimited amounts of paydays, and I'm only going to ever focus on that man on that screen. The man who's in front of me and trying to knock my brains out on Saturday night. We've seen it so many times before, but I'll use Anthony Joshua, for instance. Remember when they were supposed to fight me, he was supposed to fight Wilder, and then he took Andy Ruiz on 2 weeks' notice and got chinned. So you can never think about all the fights while you're fighting somebody, because you're asking for trouble.
So what's the future hold, Tyson? Like, how long is left? Do you want to go out at the top of this game, or do you just want to keep doing it for as long as possible?
I don't really know. I don't even know what I'm doing here, to be honest. I don't know why I'm fighting. I don't have a reason anymore. My only reason why I fight anymore is because I like it. I like to do what I do. I like punching people. I like getting punched back, and I like the training and all that sort of thing. We don't know what the future holds. They say we've got a fight lined up next with, I was going to say Ngannou then, Usyk. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, because you can never count your chickens before they hatch. But make no mistake, like, the undisputed to me is more for a lot of other people, including the promotion. I'd rather just beat the fella. I'd rather do what it seems that none of the other Brits can even come close to doing. He's become like a Brit slayer. And, you know, it must be the Irish blood in me. I'll go over there and slaughter him.
So the belts aren't important? They don't mean that it's just...
I've got unlimited amount of belts at home. Yeah. I have every belt. I have 4 or 5 WBC belts, maybe more. I have all the belts that there is available, going back to like regional titles, English, British, Irish, European, Commonwealth, international titles, every one of them. So if you give me another 10, it ain't really going to make much difference, is it? So
just to finish up, Tyson, quick prediction for the fight. What happens?
a lot of pain. If I get my right hand going, and I can't miss him because you've got a head the size of a large plant pot, then he's going to be in some severe trouble.
All the best, big man.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
All right.